So what is important to in environment is when we not only to observe the physical aspect, of the physical surroundings, because that's how our five senses engage in a daily basis, whether we, aware of it or not. It's like driving the car and listening to music, breaking the brakes. It's just we are constantly in a changing motion. There's never stillness, neither within us nor surround us, unless we're dead. And even then, it's again another transition. And it's impossible to do the feng shui if I don't do any understanding or study of your natal chart. And what I mean by the natal chart is the time of birth, the year, the day, the month, and the hour. Okay, are very important aspects in your natal chart, because that's kind of creates who you are. Because there could be all of us born at the same year of the monkey, but you will see how environmentally, experimentally, your interpretation will have some, significance or difference, right? So that's why not only anything by like, well, I'm born in the year of a monkey and there I go, and another 12 years, so wait till the next monkey. No, it doesn't work like that. So I always look at the hour and the year, synthesize that aspect, and see how it correlates and how it kind of has a play time during each day, each hour, each month. So it's not it's not something that we are strict and thinking and dividing in a sense of the good or bad. I don't practice good or bad. I practice adaptation. So biggest part of our sense when we talk about the natal astrology and feng shui is how the individual, with all the aspect of predisposition of their fate, adapts to the environment, adapts to the situation, internally, externally, as long as you're kind of in this dance of fate. Okay? A few terms that you might hear, and I don't know how many of you actually do practice astrology or are interested in astrology. It's Ayurvedic or?
No, Western mostly.
Western mostly? Okay. So one of the main differences is that in a Chinese astrology, what we call 12 earthly branches and 10 celestial stems, is we correlate our information to 12 animals, right? So that's I'll give you a story about to really understand that better. 5 elements, which is the water, wood, fire, earth, metal, the cyclically reappearing, okay, all the time, and yin and yang. And these are just the shades and flavors. My teacher, Lu Ming, who I studied for many years, always has said, when we think about the upcoming year, we don't think about a physical, we just think about the flavor. Just think about like if it's the buffet, the big buffet dinner kind of table there, the set. And we are representative of each of those animal signs. That the buffet is good for some, but not for other, right? So the tiger and a monkey might have completely different diets. So maybe this is what we're describing will be what is served for us, for qi, what is available universally for everybody. Okay, and that's what makes the kind of a year in its appearance so unique. So according to the Chinese tradition, lives of results are particular. There's a capacity. So that's what I describe about our natal chart. Those who know their birth years, do you know their birth hours? Between 3 and 5 p.m. So that's a monkey. So like right now we're meeting in the hour of the snake. So every day between 9 and 11 we are in a snake hour. It's just an example.
Okay? So that's both PM and AM?
No, just PM.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Chinese there's 12 animals in 2-hour increments. And each of that has some... The other important aspect, those who have had a chart reading with me have noticed that we talk about the freedom and fate. And sometimes there's a certain auspice or predisposition at birth that you actually have to kind of experience, relive it. If you don't, then it's kind of reappears in a little more heavier aspect until you kind of, oh, I got the message. And then you are free. So one thing for sure, all the resolutions are made this lifetime. That's what the postmodern astrology is about, that you are equipped with certain tools. You have a lifetime to identify those tools or those essence, and then you work with it and you resolve that. Sometimes you gain the freedom that you don't have to do a thing, and it still depends on your conduct from now on to create a better karma or not, or you just work it through. What is the year about, when we talk about year of the monkey, fire monkey, I cannot talk about in a linear sense. I really would like to kind of bring the reflection cyclically, that's reappearing. So 12 years from now, it's going to be another monkey. 60 years ago, it was a fire monkey. 120 years ago, again, was a fire monkey. So there's a cyclical appearances over and over and over, right? So this is also when, in the Chinese astrology, when we have lived to up to 60 years, we said we have every possible combination with the 12 animals, 5 elements, and yin and yang. And in some of the Chinese astrology books, we say it's like, that's when we can become humans. Because we have survived, we have correlated ourselves, we had the ability to adapt, and then after 60 years, we can marry anyone, we can live with anyone, we can do anything, right? Because we know the kind of sense of conduct based on your own self-experience. So last 4 years, and I would like, why they're so important, when I was doing the, this is, by the way, this is my first talk of this year. So it's a little like rough, but it says a lot of information. So we were transitioning from Year of the Water Dragon in 2012, when you met me with my water dragon baby daughter, to water snake. That transition in itself, think about when we talk about the dragons in astrology, especially in Chinese astrology, it's like an emperor. That thing is like the depth of the sky, the blue sky, and as length of the ocean, so which is very easy in Santa Cruz, obviously, to kind of recognize, right? The blue sky and the vast ocean. That's the water dragon. And then we had the Year of the Water Snake instantly coming back, like following. And that brought almost like the deepest reflection, but it's still in that water state. And water state is more like you're kind of attuned to the elements of sensuality, of the dream state in a sense, like, kind of all possibilities of the, like we are in a winter at the moment, just like you're creative as you're dreaming, all the patterns are so good, and they're just continuous. And what was required in 2013 was to really self-reflect. Dig deep as deep as you can, because that chi was available to do it. So the most successful, all the practitioners who did the counseling work, or all the relationship stuff, it was a perfect year to really do so. And then we transitioned to the wood state of the wood horse and wood goat, which was the last one. And that was like, the wood was about like very innocent, sporadic, like toddlers, the kids around us. Never really got into deep emotion, hearing abilities, just like very, within the surface. So just, there was nothing really serious could be accomplished in the sense of like penetrating the information. That was kind of reluctant and resisted. And the approach during the last 2 years was about, restart button, reschedule, restart, go outdoors, be the kid, be the friend, be like a, in usefulness, like a Peter Pan in a sense as well. So that's kind of describes the overall chi quality of the kind of those segments. And now we'll be entering on February 8th, we're going to be entering the fire state.
What was 2015?
2015 was wood goat. So we had the water dragon, water snake, then wood horse, and wood goat, right? And so I had this like I had this like signings. The chi, let's say with the water dragon, was scale of the fill the ocean and color the sky. The water snake was like a dragon's natural withdraws into relative subtle, and the water snake doesn't change much intensity, but it's like okay, we did it. You know, it's like kind of the absorbed snake way. And the wood horse was the like a dark mirror breaks and bucking bronco appears, like, you know, the self-reflective snake way, and finally this happy happy bronco is just in a field, is like whatever. and then the wood goat was more about concern for the freedom, so it's kind of restricted the horse chi and kind of get, oh, let's work together, let's create the group, let's follow the, you know, one goal, one mission. Let's not be the leader. Well, today you are a leader. No, no, we will all work together. So this was kind of type of chi that we experienced, or should have been experiencing last year, cooperating, you know, because as soon as you are a leader, you can just push down. It's like, no, you're part of the group. If you're a leader, you become a wolf. You become like pushed out. So it was very important for being part of the like circles and integrate into communities and do that type of work. So, so far so good, huh? So I'll tell you the story, just very brief story, how that will help us to understand also your individual chi. And this is about this funny story how the 12 animals got together and they would like to create the new universe. Okay, and then most likely, the first animal who did that announcement was the rooster. And it's like, okay, this is the time, let's build another universe. And that the quality of the rooster is to kind of announce, to portray, give the information, let's work on it. And of course, the following sign to the rooster is dog. And dog is in very this friendly, faithful, you know, supportive. And it's like, yeah, I'm coming to, I'm going to support you. What's the next step? You know, it's kind of like, I'm with you on this. Let's build a new universe. So after the dog in the 12 animal cycles is the pig. Pigs is like, sure, I'm there too, as long as there's a good party. I have my intelligence, I have my wisdom, I have my demeanor. As long as we have a party afterwards, I'm all in. so ready to work, but with some reward. After that, there's a rat, and rat becomes very analytical, and it just comes like totally stressed out, and it says, wait, stop. So what about, we have so much crumbles from the last universes that we built 100 times over and over. Let's clean it up. So the rats are like kind of, you know, let's make a space, let's make it organizationally, you know, push the things around. Let's, before we start anything new, let's resolve what's been left over and just, you know, fresh start. So ox comes in after the rat, and it's like, wait, we're all in. Of course we're going to make a universe, but I want to make sure that this new universe is going to be built the same way as all the 100 ones that we already built in the past. Tradition. The ox is about this. The oxiness of his like tradition of settling in, you know, having like a government. You know, how would it be if the monkeys would be a government? Oh my God, there wouldn't be any country left. You know what I mean? It's like sporadic things if they're all over. So the ox aspect of holding it together, you know, having a routine. That's why this month is so important, as you know, in a chi node aspect, right? Today is the month of the ox, and actually day of the ox in a goat year, and something like you know, reinstating something very basic, traditional in your diet, in your conduct is very important, okay? Because we are in the middle of the winter. This is the time of stillness, okay? That doesn't, you know, the warmth doesn't wiggle. You know, you can pinch yourself and you don't feel it because your throat, you know, the skin just cold. I'm just like, or I have layers and layers, and I'm kind of immune from the surroundings. So that's the ox. So the after ox, what's after ox is tiger. Tiger with its stripes. It's like daring tiger. It's like, well, let me see. The last universe was this way, and there was some mishaps there, and new universes should be this way. Are you with me or not? Who is with my group? Who is with your group? The leading aspect of the stripes is the black or white, is like a police cars. Think about it, either you're going with the bylaw or you break the law. Okay, there's no gray area in a tiger view chi. Okay, so just very discreet. After tigers, there is a rabbit. The rabbit's like, the intuitive one. Why feeling this is not going to be good? It's not going to be. Is it only us 12 involved in this? Or there's a few more? Let's make sure that we have a very good boundaries around us. There's a rabbit, the way of like insecurity in the sense of also some like paranoia to some extent, unless there's the group of knownness, unless there's environment and setting and like kind of inner control, in the safe control. That's why sometimes those who have the characteristics of the rabbit, they said it's very intelligent, intuitive. But when they are depleted, like when they are tired or sick or never slept, the intuition can fake them, because they just become overly kind of like, no, it's not right, it's not right. Okay, there's the inner voice, reflective voice. That's why in Chinese metaphysics also saying that rabbits are the ones how you can see the reflection of full moon. You see that the rabbits, the ears are over the hands, and it's just staring at the thing. So sometimes look at the full moon image, and you will see the profile of the rabbit with the ears going where, and then it's like a big ball and just staring, and reflecting. Okay. So after rabbit, there is dragon. And just think about the dragon, since this imperial, state of the dragons, like we think of it as humongous, it shouldn't be in transition way that big. I think it's a very proportional, but it's more has the leading and vision aspect where you're at. Okay? Maybe not paying attention to the details, the monkeys do, but just ruling the world. Okay, don't pay for it. That's it. I just know it's the right thing to do. Strong yes, strong no. That's the good emperor, right? And it never actually, when you call it, dragon, are you helping? The snake comes behind and says, this project is not big enough for the dragon. He's not even showing up to this kind of event. So it's way ahead of us, right? So when the snake becomes like observant, I told you so. So any snakes here? I told you so. So that will be the aspect to kind of reflect. And the snake continues. After the snake, we have horse. And horse is not about the, thinking. It's about doing. What's the next project? I got my truck already. I got my weekends ready. I'm ready here to work. Let's do it. It's just like basically not talking about, not thinking about like 2014 was. Let's go hike. Let's not talk about emotions. Let's just, experience. It's experimental. That's the chi that drives the horse. After the horse is the goat, and the goat is in a kind of similar to aesthetics of the rabbit, intuitively and comfortable, and make sure it's safe. But it's also like it looks aesthetically appealing. It's unique. It has the details, But it's also about a lot of sacrifice. The last year. Was about the deep compassion, the compassion way of, choose me, I'll do it for you, right? Standing out ready to sacrifice or ready to be kind of put on behalf of everybody else. It's ready to sacrifice their life. And when they're chosen for that activity, the interpretation is not that they are chosen to be punished. They actually, in their mind, they feel their praise, and they actually are very proud to be chosen. They get washed and broomed and polished and fed and, dressed. And then they go into this passage to, let's say, even to be sacrificed and killed was for better good of everyone. Because that's the direct contact to to understand the message between the dead and the lived ones. That's maybe in the ritual, when those who maybe know the shamanic rituals, the sacrificial aspect of, this transition. Why do we sacrifice? Is at the time of the taking life, is a certain auspice or divination that has been taken to read the message from the spiritual world. So it's just that incorporates. So these are the 12 animals, and then we get to the monkey. And the monkey, let's do it. But why don't we start from that side or this side? Innovative, playful. Let's go. Let's do it. So I am a monkey. I'm an earth monkey. So I sometimes think I'm a fire monkey, but no. So this is the aspect of innovative intelligence. That build it up, bring it on. But work it together. Oh no, we can do this more effective. Practicality. Practicality is huge for monkeys in their own characteristics, okay? And imitating, very good imitators at no point in time. And then we go back to the rooster. And probably rooster said again, well, this universe is done, let's build a new one. And there's your play date with the 12 animals, right? As we speak, right? So when you have your natal charts, let's say the date, you synthesize those 4 or 2 or 3 who repeat, who are in your chart. And as I said, that's the key. It's not just reading the year. It's putting together the year and hour, like my diametrics of the tiger hour and the monkey year. Oh, this is so much progress in this lifetime. I'm so happy. Okay, just how much time we have?
Why don't you take another 15 minutes?
Just 15 minutes. So I'll rush you through the compatibility with all 12 and with this particular year, okay? So Year of a Monkey, and it's a fire monkey, and I'm just emphasize that quite a bit. Inner element of the monkey is metal, okay? How many of you heard the story or read the story about the leading to the West, about that's how the Buddhism was brought to China from India? There's a story. No, nobody. I'll post that. Yeah.
I've heard the story.
Yeah. So it's the fabulous. It's a 200-page plus book, but it's about the monks and the monkey and the donkey, like holes. But there's the way of traveling those 7 days, I guess, and going through the Auspices. And the monkeys, in its own characteristic, is the closest to your human kind. But again, when I talk for the Chinese metaphysics, I don't describe the physicality of the monkey nature. Just try to sense or understand the qi, the energy, the quality of the energy that is available this year or this coming, within a couple of weeks. What will be different when we think of the wood transition to the fire transition? Wood is about the restart, right? It's just like, press the button, new day, let's do it again, let's try again, right? So the fire element is to do things through acting, like not giving up. And it will be very important for kind of reflect and let's say if you have a very let's say productive, organized last 2 years, which was the wood element, involved in many projects and kind of expanded your horizons, reach your educational, certifications, et cetera, et cetera. So this year is actually to collect all that knowledge and step on a stage. Act on it. Don't hold on your information. Don't hold on your practice. This is a year to actually really conquer the stage, step up. So you might see there will be quite a few leaders. Politics. I'm not going into politics, sorry, no time for that. But there will be, you have to be a very wise and experiential for look at their credentials, look at their experience. When they step on the stage, what is their intent? What is the base? Is this just a fake appearance? Like, because monkeys could fake you very easily because they can mimic anything. They can, repeat anything. But when you look at the true leader, is the leadership or your own leadership will be based on something that you have generated from the information that you've worked on for the last, let's say, 2 or 4 years. Because that's the auspice. Generates the quality of this year. Predisposition of your own conduct, how you cultivated yourself. Okay? And definitely, I can say, experience. Don't hold back your notes, don't hold back your expertise. Exchange. This is a time, show off. Like almost like, let me do my consultation for you. Show me how you work. This will be the most productive way to really integrate and use the chi of the fire monkey. Okay? When we think about, so the fire element is in a kind of outside of the monkey this year, but monkey's inner element is metal. And metal is in a lot of ways is like an alchemist, and we are not only the reflection of the time machines ourselves, but we also are adaptational process and alchemy as we speak, as the time we inhale the air, as the time we have your sandwich, as the time we go to the bathroom. It's just like this is the chemistry from from A to Z, but it's like we are in a constant state of alchemy as well. So if we can start like understanding what does that mean. Yeah, it means that it has an intensity to absorb so much and actually, put it in a departments to I can work with you and I can work with you. This is the connectiveness, understanding of your environment and like connecting in such a kind of ways that you sometimes you think as anything could go, right? So there's definitely will be a lot of diversity in the way you can approach this year. You don't have to be rigid, okay? You can be experiential this year, okay? Be something, not only because it's new, but because it also has ability to merge and create something completely unpredictable, like unwritten or unseen, okay? That's the surprise part of the monkeys. So career-wise, of course, ambitious. Be ambitious. Just go for it. Be ambitious. All the fields like medical field is great this year as well. Again, because of the alchemist and aspect. Stock market, stock exchange, business, all the startups has a condition. The newness has to be based on very well predisposition kind of assets of the last 2 years. Okay? If it's something you're coming out from out of let me start the company this year. It's like, I was the feng shui practitioner, now I want to be a hairstylist, right? You can do it, but you have to have a mentor, you have to have a knowledge. So when you start seeing in these leaders in the fields, please just check what is their experience. Go back and just make sure that their product or their information is valuable to their experience. It's good to introduce it, but make sure it's valid. It's valid. Okay. I guess it's time for regarding there's a lot of correlation when we talk about the year in the feng shui. Maybe I can later send a document if you're interested. But anybody who's born this year, it correlates to Gua 4 for female and Gua 2 for male, and that's the directionality: West group, East group. There's the specific areas that we enhance and we protect during the year, this current year, and especially the center and the northeast to protect, like with the salt cures. If somebody needs information, I can consult on that. Money envelopes or prosperity and a good chi, that comes from the southwest. So anybody who's wise 2 or Earth, it's just, was that you? I remember. See, I connect. It's just like something about, yeah. That's definitely pay attention. What's going on in a Southwest area? Abundance, gifting, giving, creating those very good direction. Regarding the organs, look the conditions of your heart because it's a fire monkey. Okay, maintaining the calm routine is the a right exit to basically to or right road to longevity this year. The pattern, and especially the patterns that you are kind of maintaining during the year, months of the ox, which is now. And today is the first day of the 24th chi node, which is that we're getting in this big cold, deep cold. So yeah, the conduct is very important. No excess driving chi out this time of day, like for the next 2 weeks. Try to maybe, rub your body, warm bath, keep it warm, especially, keep it warm. Not sweating, like go exercise and sweat to like, don't challenge your chi. Conserve the chi, hold it, okay? Simplify the intake, the foods and things. So this is all the part of the transition as well from the year of the goat into the year of the monkey because of the timeliness. We're not only following the cycles of the solar cycle of the monkey of the 365 days, we also, there's bigger cycles than that, You just have to be aware of it. Just maintain that. I do my postings quite often for these very important days on Twitter and Facebook. You can follow and read the auspice about the days. Since you have a little bit of the intro, what each animal presents. Do you know your animals, like years you're born? Okay. So the compatible, yes.
I don't know my animal.
What year you are?
What year was I born?
Yeah.
1959.
I'll give you to look it up. Earth pig. Okay.
Could you look up 62 too?
Water tiger.
Thank you.
Ooh.
And 60?
Which one? 1960?
Yeah.
Metal rat. Anything before the February 4th. That's important. If you're born on that year before February 4th, then you are previous year. None of the Februarys?
December.
Oh, no, that's your phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a kind of very shortly, since we have only these few minutes, is that I invite you to come back to the other talks I'm doing for the next months. And I can guarantee information is never the same. I don't write my notes. It comes as it goes. So compatibility for the monkeys. There's in a trinity, it's a first triangle, and that's the rat, the dragon, and a monkey. So obviously, if you have either hour or a year of the dragon, rat, monkey, it's a good chi. So you have a body. You have a body to communicate, body to understand your goals, and it's definitely goes. The auspice is through these three are doers. It's like get things done. That's like, and plus we add a little bit of fire. Sometimes a little bit like maybe too fiery and too fast, too quick, So maybe sometimes we need those breaks, but through doing. So the rat, dragon, monkey, remember that. The diametrics, when we talk about diametrics, the opposition, 180 degree, the tiger, monkey here. And I actually within diametrics, within myself, I'm a tiger monkey. It's nothing bad. As I said, don't think about the bad or good. It's actually is quite good if you know how to use it. If you do have a diametrics in your chart by any other elements or any other animals, for example, pig and the snake, it's just example. You identify, you learn yourself when you embody the characteristics of the, let's say, monkey, or where you adopt the situation and you act as a tiger. That's the key, is to really progress in the and learn of yourself, not to mix those two, because those two mixed together is kind of like chaos and like a collage. And that's why if I have a, what would be like a rabbit rooster, right? The rabbit rooster in diametrics. If the rabbit who has an intuition and says, oh, I know, and the rooster says, you don't know a thing, right? It's just nobody achieves anything, right? Neither the rooster can act nor the rabbit can actually perform, right? Or so you have to kind of identify if you do have a diametrics in your chart. Take this advantage and try to embody the aspect one or the other in any situation in life. Don't mix them two together, okay? So, so since monkey is in contrast with tigers, right? Monkey's just playful. Monkey just wants to have fun, okay? Tiger is a little lazy at some point, doesn't want to do things unless it's hungry, okay? But otherwise, he just wants to lay and rest. Well, monkey likes to kind of enjoy life now. Why you are, there's a video, great video when there's a story in the situation in the jungle when the tiger just has his gazelle, sleeps for 6 days, right? The monkeys are in the jungles, come down and pull the tail and it's kind of like a shit, and gets to the point that the tiger tries to grab it and it's just like, just enough that it's like, missed again, and he's doing it over and over till the tiger has to get up and move. And then monkeys that feel like, why did you move? That was so fun. See, the perspective is not letting the tiger to sleep because it's like not like it is, but no, just have fun. So for the goats, those who are goat year born, this year might not be as easy because you already have expanded your chi last year, right? The wood goat, you just already have been like, communicate part of the communities, done things and then involved. And there's the monkey year comments, and they want to keep doing what you're doing and start exhausting you even more. So there should be a reflective aspect when to engage and how to actually rest. So that's for the goats. Did I say the rats are double plus this year? Oxes, so which is like we experience right now, the months of the ox. Superpower of endurance, right? Only not like a challenge that oxes might have is that ox has a difficulty to comprehend the complicated kind of resolution that monkey comes up with. Sometimes it just like gets so wrapped up, so difficult to kind of, what are you talking about? But if ox can actually get through what monkey is offering, it's a good year. Sometimes don't rush, oxes don't rush. You might take a little time to comprehend, but if you believe the monkey's ideas are good ideas, then that's going to be a good year. Okay? It's just the comprehension part. Maybe will require a little bit more intellectual aspect, like, what are you talking about? If you can just like not to give up, just like, okay, oh, I know what you mean. If you can kind of see that type of chi flow for the oxes, then the year is good, progressive. Okay, don't hope. And it also actually stimulates the oxes to expand their horizon. Remember, the ox, the native element of the earth, and this with the fire generates more. So experientially, it definitely could be a good add-on for the oxes this year. Tigers I kind of discussed. Rabbits rabbits I discussed. Dragons is in the compatibility. A dragon with its superpowers and have the big vision. Monkeys are more like micromanagers, are great micromanagers. So you will notice, like, if the ship is sinking, ask the monkey where's the way out. Don't ask dragon. so for like you more follow the regional aspect, what's happening within a community, rather than the resolution for the big picture. That year is over, okay? So go and vote for the local government. Don't vote for that's where you can't even reach this year. Do you know what I mean? That create that awareness, what is in your immediate circle, okay? But as I said, there's no any conflicting, which, as I said, I love the tiger-monkey conflict because that creates the progress in our experience. Yeah. Snake. So snake and monkeys, why they are compatible? Maybe many books would say, well, they are not, auspice is not quite there, right? Totally disagree. I totally disagree because monkeys love intellect and snakes have tremendous intellect and vision, like a screens through the auspice of the, like a kind of X-ray. Snake walks in, he just, sit there. Oh, I like you. It's just almost like, snakes are very determined. So monkeys love the mind of the snake, love the intelligence. That's the only time I think the monkeys could sit down and listen, is when you have a sense of like something kind of wisdom science experience. Okay. And that's the opportunity this year for snake kind of to come on a stage. Is if there are any snakes in the crowds this year? Not here. Okay, that's a 65. 1965 is the year of a snake. If somebody wonders. So the opposition of it also brings the introvert snake could adapt a little bit extrovert challenge of the monkey. So. I can say I can take my husband more to the parties this year. You have to go. He's a snake, so I just I can totally say yes. Very important intellect. I think I love the intellect more than anything else at this point. Horses and monkeys. Oh man, I have if I'll take a second and just show you this few images. Okay. This is on a pig. Monkey is riding on a pig. Okay? Monkey ride anybody. With the dog. Okay? Lasso. Oh, there we go. Do you know what I mean? Cuddle with a mini tiger. Okay. I just want you to connect to the chi, what it reflects. And this is what we are. We are managing the chi that was cultivated a year of a goat, a ram, right? And monkeys just becoming playful. Okay, let's see what we can do with all that you had in the last 12 months. Okay, bring it to the stage. This is another one. Bring it to the stage to balance the goat. And I absolutely love this image when he's riding the dog and just stringing the goat out. So this is the transition. Okay, it's my stage. I'm taking it over. And I want you to have the year like this. Transition from cultivated, balanced year of a goat, and you can juggle anything, you can do anything on the year of a monkey. And this is based on predisposition, what you have had in a previous year. So when I said with a horse, even on a horse, monkey can ride the horse if you want him to. The auspice of the year, your potential, this is a time to start working and planning it out. All the fruitful aspect of your achievements will be more noticeable towards the end of the summer and fall. That's really will be standing out, you kind of accomplishment. Do not rush, like, oh, Year of Fire Monkey is now, and I'm getting sick. Can burn very quickly or exhaust yourself very quickly. It might not be, that would look fake in a sense. It's just that there's a subtle way of build that awareness. I'm going to do this, I'm doing it as we speak, but I'm launching my project towards the summer. Okay, or let's say if you're working and then something something big has to appear, plan it out that it's more towards as achievement goes August, September. Does that make sense? The harvest, planting the seed, harvesting the whole. So when you actually can make a bread, when the harvest is, how you plant, That's how you can start, collecting. So
You've got about 2
minutes.
3
Yeah, I have only 2 or 3 few of those. Things could get confused. So for the horses, things could get confused if you're just doing, and don't use any kind of wisdom or awareness of it or knowledge, okay? Then it just becomes like just exhausting. And for monkeys, of course, it's very good. Dogs, because of the sign of the loyalty, the power and loyalty with the monkeys. Monkeys are very compatible with the dogs in the sense because dogs love they are good followers. So if you see the chi of the quality of the chi of the year of a monkey is compatible or is the enthusiasm, the knowledge, the wisdom is there for the dog, follow. Don't hesitate. This is a time to kind of keep going. It's going to be very, very... dog also brings the flexibility, because you know how dog has it's always wiggles the tail and it's just like, that's okay, doesn't get the grudge, just like come back, let's do it again. So have that auspice of the year, not giving up, stay friends, stay moving forward. Don't put it for the next year. This is the year to do things, okay? Pig. So for the pigs, last year was the perfect party. Year was the perfect party to some extent. Then sheep was managing the guests in the party, and rabbits was collecting who is in the group. Then during the monkeys, anything can happen. If you mean by that surprises. So pigs love surprises because that's kind of it's fun. So there is this quality of chi that gives a lot of kind of auspice in a sense of don't set yourself how to say it, allow the surprise to happen, allow the magic to happen. Okay, it's not by a rigid ox way of thinking. It has to be like this way. So if pigs allow this kind of non-predisposition, this is supposed to be this meeting and that, no, allow the surprise. Oh, surprise me. Yeah, almost like perfect Valentine, Where you take, I don't know where you want to take, just surprise me. If you have a quality of the chi with that attitude as a pig, you can have a good year, okay? So no rigidness in a pigs, because you're a little exhausted from the last year because sheep was already organizing you, bringing it out. So now it's like, don't be a leader to organize. Just like, I'll trust you, surprise me. So this is just a few intakes that I can share with you on the year of the upcoming monkey. And these are the charts that I usually generate for people that correlates to the hour, the month, the year. So if anybody is interested, please take advantage of my specials. And it's $150 on a chart, and that also gives a reading for the year. And for every single person, it's different. So that's all for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot of information.